If you doubt yourself, you're doubting your creator. If you doubt yourself, you're not going to get to your goal. You got to stop doubting yourself. You got to start believing in yourself and say, you know what? I'm going to go become everything that I know I can become. There is nothing that I cannot do. How many of us, I'm just in my own way. I just can't get out of my own way. That doesn't even make sense. Like, how can you be in your own way when you are where you're at and you are not in front of you? You with me? But we all can relate to that comment of like, I'm just in my own way and I'm holding myself back. Like, we can all relate to that because we all know that feeling. It's like a deer in headlights where you're just looking at the light. You know how great it is. You know how great it could be, but you're just stuck and you just can't get yourself to move and you just don't know why. And I want to help us kind of break through that a little bit tonight. You guys good with that? Okay. I want you guys to write this down. We got to buy the dream, sell the dream, and then live the dream. I think one of the reasons that some of us don't give our best is because the dream is not on the forefront of our mind. Guys, you will stop executing when you are no longer thinking about your dream. Do you know when your agents quit? They quit when they no longer think their dream is possible. Do you know when you give up? When you no longer think your dream is possible. Do you know when you stop giving your best? When you start to doubt whether or not you can have that dream that you sold yourself on when you came into this organization. Remember with like your first week in this business? And all of a sudden you got recruited and you were doing all this math and you were just excited because like, man, I'm going to change my entire life. And then reality hits. And then you're like, wow, this is so much harder than I thought it was going to be. And we almost attached ourselves to how difficult things are. And it's as if we sell that to our people because we realize like, man, I've been here for 10 years or maybe I've been here for 15 years. And we're sitting in this room. We're like, man, it's so hard that I have a hard time selling the dream to other people on it being as easy as it could be. But just because of your experience, we can't sell that to our people. Like we got to realize that we're in a new era. We're in a new opportunity. We're in a new business. I think some of us, we forgot about the dream that we once dreamt. The dream that we've had, it's not on our taste buds anymore. How can you crave something you're not tasting? Like think about it, okay? I try to stay away from desserts as much as I can because once I taste it, oh, I just want it every day. When was the last time you walked through your dream home? When was the last time you drove your dream car? When was the last time you tithed to your church? When was the last time you got clear on the things that you wanted and actually tasted them? When was the last time you went out to a nice restaurant and you stopped looking at the menu from right to left and you started looking at the menu from left to right because you ordered what you wanted and you didn't order based off price? Where you started tasting the dream a little bit more. See, some of us, the dream is not on our taste buds right now, and then we wonder why we're not excited. And then you wonder if you're excited, just imagine what your people are going through. They haven't tasted the dream at all. And why are they not tasting the dream? Because we're not casting a vision of what the dream looks like. Do you know what's the dream? The fact that we're here and my wife and my daughters have been at Disneyland this entire weekend. Do you know what's the dream? My wife on Monday texted me, and she said, hey, I really want to get this Chanel. Can I get it? I said, anything for you, babe. We're going to be billionaires. That's the dream. Do you know what's the dream? To be able to buy back your time and to live life on your own terms where nobody can put their freaking thumb on you and tell you how much you're worth. Do you know what's the dream? To not have to think about money, not to think about a bill, not to think about an expense because money no longer exists. Because it doesn't exist because we're not thinking about money because we have it. That's the dream. Like it's a dream that we're all chasing. Think about how many things that go on in your life that a check could solve. Like, let me ask you a question. Do you have a problem or do you have a financial issue? Like, there's a big difference. There's a big difference. See, most of us in this room, we don't have problems. What we do is we have financial issues that seem as if we have problems, but they're not real problems. And the best part about it is we can solve that problem through our business. Let me tell you something. If you are impressed by something, that's why you don't have it. If you are impressed by an income, that's why you're not earning it. If you are impressed by a house, that's why you do not live in it. If you are impressed by a car, that's why you don't drive it, because it's above you in your mind. And the moment you can get above your dreams versus your dreams being above you is the moment you'll accomplish your dreams. See, most of us, our dreams are above us, and that's why we're not living in our dream. We got to get above our dream so that way a dream seems normal and like it's an everyday thing. You see the difference? Okay? So a lot of us are in this room right now. We're like, how come I can't get my people to go all in? How come I can't get my people to dial in? Because you haven't sold them a big enough dream for them to buy. So we got to buy the dream. Buy the dream means that I know I'm going to get it. It's not a matter of if it's a matter of when. That dream is coming. It's right around the corner. I'm going to live in it. I'm going to own it. That's going to be my house. That's going to be my car. That's going to be my savings account. That's going to be my nonprofit. That's going to be how much I tithe. This is how I'm going to take care of my family. I'm going to be living in this dream. And then the moment you buy it and the moment you believe in it, now those who believe will be believed. Those who are convinced will be convincing. So the moment you believe the dream is possible, you now start to be able to influence other people to believe that the dream is possible. And if you can influence other people to believe in the dream, now they stay. Now they stick. People only quit when their dream dies. And so all of a sudden we buy the dream, we sell the dream to our people, we keep them around long enough and we start to be able to live the dream. Buy the dream, sell the dream, live the dream. Everybody look at your neighbor and say, sell the dream.
Sell the dream.
Number 2, you got to have love for the game. And I only got 5 points. You got to have love for the game. That means you love it regardless. You love the good, you love the bad, you love the ugly, you love the ups, you love the downs. You just love the game. How many of us have played sports before? Did you ever lose a game? Did you just quit after? No. You fought harder to get the W on the next one. Yet some of us, we get rejected or we don't accomplish a certain milestone or we don't hit a certain goal or we don't, like whatever it might be, and we stop loving the game because we're not getting the results we want just yet. That's part of it, guys. Guys, I love the game of soccer. I hated sprints. I hated conditioning. Do you know what they called me and Noah in high school? Welsh, they called us, it must be game day Welsh because we only showed up to school on game day. We loved the game, but we hated running. And that's the whole sport, is run a lot. Like that's the whole game, run. Okay? So we loved the game, we hated running. We loved the game, we hated losing. We loved the game, we didn't like all of it though. I didn't like when my coach yelled at me. But guess what? It made me better. We didn't love that part of the game. But that part of the game made me a better player. I didn't love the sprints, but the sprints made me a better player. I didn't like losing, but losing made me a better player. It was all part of the game. Guys, I want to read this to you. Kobe Bryant tears his Achilles. He's in the locker room, and he's in deathly pain. And yet he walks back out on the court, shoots 2 free throws, and makes it. Yep. And they asked him, they said, hey, how come you went back onto this court? He said, because I wanted to make sure that my daughters saw that no matter how hard it was, I'm going to show up and I'm going to give my best. Nights later, he posts this on social media. This is such BS. All the training and sacrifice just flew out the window with one step that I've done 1,000,000 times. The frustration is unbearable. The anger is rage. Why the hell did this happen to me? Makes no damn sense. Now I'm supposed to come back from this and be the same player or better at 35? How in the world am I supposed to do that? I have no clue. Do I have the consistent will to overcome this thing? Maybe I should break out the rocking chair and reminisce on the career that was. Maybe this is how my book ends. Maybe Father Time has defeated me. Then again, maybe not. It's 3:30 a.m. My foot feels like dead weight. My head is spinning from the pain meds and I'm wide awake. Forgive my venting, but what's the purpose of social media if I won't bring it to you real, no image? Feels good to vent and let it out. To feel as if this is the worst thing ever, because after all, the venting, a real perspective sets in. There are far greater issues, challenges in the world than a torn Achilles. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Find the silver lining and get to work with the same belief, same drive, and same conviction as ever. One day, the beginning of a new career journey will commence. Today is not that day. If you see me in a fight with a bear, pray for the bear. I've always loved that quote. That's the Mamba mentality. We don't quit, we don't cower, we don't run, we endure, and we conquer. I know it's a long post, but I'm Facebook venting. LOL. Maybe now I can actually get some sleep and be excited for surgery tomorrow. First step to a new challenge. If you see me in a fight with a bear, pray for the bear.
Come on,
you with
now.
me? Pray for the bear. That's part of the freaking game. You got to have love for the game. There's going to be no's. There's going to be rejection. There's going to be clients that start that don't stay. There's going to be days where you want to give up. That's all part of the game. But that doesn't mean you quit. It just means you get better. You conquer what's in front of you. You step into a new version of you and you go into the next day. You don't bring the last play into the next play. You just go on and go on and go on. It's part of the love for the game. Number 3, you got to channel the dark side. You got to channel the dark side. Guys, I would love to tell you that the reason we've gone on to build a business is because I just wanted to prove a whole bunch of people that believed in me right. But that's not the case. I remember every comment, every word of doubt, every time somebody spoke ill, I remember it. I remember being in my ex-girlfriend's house when I'm 17 years old, hearing my ex-girlfriend's mom saying, you should break up with him. He's not going anywhere. You're going to USC next year. He's not going anywhere. Why are you with this guy? And I was a good dude. And I remember hearing that comment in the room. I can't forget it. I remember telling my teacher in high school that I was going to be an entrepreneur and him laugh in my face. I remember it. I remember every person that said no, every person that doubted me. I've built up all these reasons and I use it as fuel to go in. Guys, if we take a fire, like everything you throw in, it just becomes flammable. We got to look for everything that's flammable to get our fire burning. So that way our fire is burning so big, people couldn't put it out even if we wanted to. We got to get our fire burning. We got to channel the dark side. We got to tap into that a little bit. It's the dark side that's going to get you to do more than you ever thought you can do. That's what gets you to work through the night. Do you know what keeps Eric up 3 a.m., waking up at 7 a.m.? It's every single person that's doubting him. It's the company that said he wouldn't be any. It's the dark side that's keeping Eric going. It's you that's keeping Eric going. But like it's that. He hears all those things. Goodness gracious. I hear Eric all the time. Hey, what are they saying about us? Hey, what'd they say? I heard they talk smack. What'd they say? He's not going to say anything to them. He just wants to know because he's going to bundle it up. He's going to use it as fuel to go put him in a freaking grave. You with me on that? Yeah. Okay? We got to tap into that. Number 4, 0-0 mentality. 0-0 mentality. What does 0-0 mentality mean? It means when you score, it's 0-0. When you get scored on, it's 0-0. I had a great coach. His name was Dave Knox. And when I played soccer, he said, every single time you put the ball in the back of the net, I want you to grab the ball out of the net, put it on the center line, and I want you to yell 0-0. He said, I want you to yell 0-0. I said, how come? He said, because when teams score and they play like they're ahead, they get soft, and that's when they get scored on. He said, so every time you put the ball in the back of the net, grab the ball in the back of the net, put it on the center line, yell 0-0, and play like it's 0-0 so you can go fight and try to win that game. So see, a lot of us, we get more recruits in a month than we've ever got, and then we let off the gas. We go write more production than we've ever written, and we let off the gas. We start making more money than we've ever made before. We let off the gas. Why? We're not playing like it's 0-0. We're not playing like it's 0-0. We're playing like we're ahead. You're going to end up like the Falcons against Tom Brady years ago. And you're going to get smoked in the second half because you're playing like you're winning versus playing like you're behind. Make sense? Okay? But then what's the second 0 for? Because when people get scored on, that's typically when they play emotional. Now, all of a sudden, they start playing passes they shouldn't have played. They start playing a little bit too aggressive. They're not patient on the ball. And so now they start trying to force a goal versus be patient to make sure that they can create a calculated goal. And so they start playing like they're behind because they got scored on. And so now they're playing from the behind. They're playing emotional. And when you play emotional, what happens? You make bad decisions. You play bad balls. You do things that you shouldn't do. So what if we can learn to play 0-0? Meaning that even when we score, we play like we have it. And when we get scored on, maybe it's a chargeback, somebody quits, it's always 0-0. So we're not acting emotionally. We're just doing what we need to do in order to win the game. We got to tap into that mentality, 0-0 mentality. And last but not least, number 5, we got to speak life over our life. Like when you go back home, you're going to be by yourself. And it's what you say to yourself that's going to determine whether or not you become successful. You got to stop listening to yourself and you got to start talking to yourself. You got to tell yourself what to believe. You got to tell yourself what to think. You got to start telling yourself who you are, which is the greatest of all freaking time. And you need to believe that about you. I had a woman in our team, and 3 years ago, we're hosting a 4th of July party. And she had one job, and that one job was to bring the gluten-free cake. And so all of a sudden, she gets all the way to my house. Her husband jumps in the pool with me. I'm like, oh, nice. Where's your wife? And he goes, oh, dude, she's running back to the house. I was like, why is she going back to the house? It's like, she forgot the gluten-free cake. I was like, bro, who gives a crap about a cake? Like, just call her and tell her to come back. She's like, no, like, she just feels like she has to go get it. And when she showed back up to the house, and keep in mind, their house was an hour away. So it was going to be a 2.5 hours out of the 4th of July, right? I was like, dude, who cares? Like, it's not, And he's like, no, but she just has to. She shows back up to the house. You can just tell like her energy's a little bit off. She's a little bit annoyed. She's a little bit frustrated. And so the next Monday morning, she had a one-on-one mentorship session with me. And I'm sitting down with her. I said, hey, can I ask you a question? She goes, yeah. I said, what was your self-talk like on Saturday? She goes, what do you mean? I said, you came back to the 4th of July party, which is one of the happiest days in America, and you could just tell that you were off. I said, what were you saying to yourself? She's like, I don't know. I was just saying to myself, like, I always do this. I always mess up. I always forget. I forget. Like I forgot again. I had one job and I didn't do a good job at it. That was my talk. I said, have you ever thought how this is a self-serving thing versus a hurting thing? She's like, how is it a serving thing? Like I literally forgot the only thing that I was supposed to bring. I left it. I said, but who in their right mind would take 2.5 hours out of their 4th of July just to honor their word? I said, so you're paying attention to everything that you did wrong versus paying attention to what you did right. I said, yeah, you forgot a cake, but everyone else would have said, screw the cake. You didn't say screw the cake because your word meant so much to you that you were willing to waste 2.5 hours out of your 4th of July just to keep your commitment. Nobody would do that, but you did that. You're taking this and turning it into a negative, and it's destroying your identity when you could be looking at this as a positive where it's serving and building up your identity. How many of us do that all the time? Where we destroy our own identity and we don't even realize that we're doing it because we're only looking at the negative side of things and we're not looking at what we did right. We got to start attaching our identity to the things that we do right. And when we do something that's wrong, we say, hey, that's not like me. That's not who I am. I don't make mistakes like that. Everybody says yes to me. Where you don't bring the last play into the next play. You got to step into your greatness. You got to step into it and say, you know what? I'm a freaking beast. I'm a monster. That's who I am. That's what I believe. Have you ever heard you guys hear Conor McGregor and he gets up and he's like, I'm the greatest of all time. Like every professional anything thinks they're the greatest. Yes or yes? Yes. Like, did you ever hear Muhammad Ali get up and say, I'm number 2? Muhammad Ali, I hope I'm going to win. No, what did Muhammad Ali say? He said, I'm the greatest of all time. I done wrestled with an alligator, tussled with a bear, handcuffed lightning, throw thunder in jail. I'm bad. Last week, I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick. I'm bad. He declared he was the greatest. Even when he wasn't, he declared that he was. See, some of us, we're looking at our own reality and we're saying, you know what? I'm not the greatest right now. Once I become the greatest, then I'll call myself the greatest. You got to start living in the fact that you're the greatest right now. And I'm not saying walk around arrogantly. I'm not saying don't be humble. But what I am saying is that you will become whatever you believe about yourself. So if you doubt yourself, you're doubting your creator. If you doubt yourself, you're not going to get to your goal. You got to stop doubting yourself. You got to start believing in yourself and say, you know what? I'm going to go become everything that I know I can become. There is nothing that I cannot do. My favorite story in the Bible is David and Goliath. He wasn't the strongest. He wasn't the biggest. But he had a calling on his life and he was anointed to take on something bigger than himself. I don't know about you, but I feel like I've always been the underdog my whole life. But there's a calling on my life and there's a calling on your life. You are anointed to do incredible things with your life. And sometimes God puts Goliaths in our lives to pull the David out of us. So if you're seeing a Goliath in your life, maybe it's that next promotion, maybe it's that next milestone, maybe there's some level of adversity. If you are experiencing a Goliath, it's so that way you can pull the David out of you. And do you know what I love about being in this room? Is that it's a room full of Davids. It's a room full of people that have all the potential in the world. Is it going to be easy? No. But when it's hard, stop relying on yourself and let's start relying on each other. Because that's the whole point of brotherhood. That's the whole reason why we're here. Stop trying to take on Goliath alone, where you got a whole 80 brothers here that are willing to help take Goliath on with you. You don't got to do this alone. So when you're down, call your brothers. It's easy to feel good in this room right now. In 4 days, when something goes wrong, are you going to just sit by yourself? Call each other. That's what makes us different. Lean on each other no matter what. We are strong individually, but we are unstoppable together. If we're gonna take on the industry, the biggest and oldest industry in the world, we're not gonna be able to do it alone. We gotta do it together. So, I love you all to death. We're gonna go conquer this industry.
Yeah!
And we're gonna go change the damn world. You guys in?
Yeah!
All right, let's bring it in.
It's freaking
Let's get it, 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 let's get it.